yeah, like so halfway through 1 week notice, it's, you know, it's going dope because everybody's gelling well together. Everybody's starting to really build a bond with everybody, from not just the artists, from everybody working behind the scenes. You know, Jack, everybody. It's just making it a beautiful thing. It's kind of starting to feel like a small family.
One thing that stood out to me this week about you is it seems like you've been the most focused on physical fitness out of everybody here.
Right.
You know, I showed up the first day, you were ready to do your freestyle because you also had to get your workout in. Yeah. One day maybe 2 days ago, we walked by and you were meditating. You know, is physical fitness, is that key to your creativity, or where's that come from?
Man, it just comes from, you know, boxing background, and my dad was always big into working out growing up, and just kind of everybody wanted to be the strongest, but then it grew into something different. To, like, for me, it helps my mental balance. It helps me get my blood flowing. It makes me more grateful for things. I get to really think about things, especially when I'm meditating, you know, and get at peace and really listen. You know, a lot of people, they just judge you by the surface and shit, but it's a lot deeper than that, you know. For me, I know I put a lot of work into myself, and I gotta, you know, I try to make the best out of everything, from my body to my mind to my spirit. I try to be at every high level, you know, because it's an evil world we live in, so you try to stay pure, you know what I mean, in the midst of everything. But all that is definitely a part of, like, my life, you know. It's not just like an act, it's definitely, that's who I am. You know, I have to every day, or my day will not be good.
Do you come from a boxing family?
Yes, sir.
Can you describe your family? You said
Well, my brother's a pro boxer. My grandpa was a black belt in Korea, Taekwondo. My dad did Taekwondo and kickboxing. My Uncle Richard was a 9th degree black belt. My cousin Marky fought UFC, I believe, or Bellator. I got another cousin that's MMA, you know, so we all kind of come from fighting.
What was your experience with fighting? Did you do it as a kid as well?
Yeah, I did it starting like 12 years old. I think like my first fight, like 13, 14, and then I really started taking it serious around like 15. And yeah, we had a bunch of good times, met a bunch of good people, lifelong friends. You know, my trainer, he's like a father figure to me, another father figure, was my pop, you know what I mean, my pop, but Aaron Navarro, he's like a father figure to me still, you know. God rest his daughter's soul, she just passed, but definitely, you know, boxing created character. A lot of people don't know what an ass whooping feels like, you know what I mean, so they walk around like they Superman, but you learn a lot of discipline, you learn a lot of character, and shit, it made me who I am. I'm grateful for it.
How did you first get into making music? When did you first pick up the mic?
Man, when I was a kid, it's crazy. My dad would always put me on like hip hop, you know, raise me on hip hop, you know. My grandpa was oldies, my dad was hip hop. And I remember I was like third grade, third grade, it was Slick Rick, like a children's story. I used to write all the lyrics down. I used to sell it at school for $1. I used to tell people I'd teach them how to rap. So I would do that every time, you know, like I make a killing. Well, I was only third grade. And just from there, I always messed with it. I always loved it. I was always intrigued by music, you know, but it was just a dream. Like, it never seemed real, honestly, especially where we're from and being Latino, like, it didn't really seem real that it would happen. And then high school came around, and then I was selling CDs with my boy Tone. We started the whole Dyna movement. My boy Mike C was always in the music, recording ourselves, everything. And then I think just from there, I skip school, go home and record all day, and then I'll go to boxing. That was like my routine. And then I got a bad accident in 2013. I got hit by a truck at 55 miles an hour, like 50 miles an hour, going to the Golden Gloves. I was running across the street. And that's in 2014, I really took it seriously.
Help me understand. So it sounds like you were crossing the street, not in a vehicle, you were walking and running across the street, going to Golden Gloves, and then you got hit by a car. What can you describe what happened when you got hit by a car?
So when I got hit by a truck, it was a truck I got hit by in 2013. It was like the Golden Gloves, the regionals, and my brother was fighting. It was the kid who went to nationals from the year before. My brother was fighting at a heavier weight. I had the headgear. We shared one headgear, and I went and sparred that day, so I was running late. And my dad was calling me, like everybody was calling me. Where the fuck you at? Hurry up, your brother finna fight. They moved his bout up. I rode with one of his homeboys to the fight. I got impatient. I got out of the car right when we were across the street. It was right off Uvalde and over there in East Houston. I made it to the middle median, and I looked and I didn't see. I thought the car was far, and I was wearing it was like by 8 o'clock. I was wearing like a USA boxing jacket, like which is navy blue, and some camo pants. Ran across the street, and then I looked, just seen headlights. You know what I mean? That was that. It was fucked up, but I'm here, thank God.
And so it sounds like after that, you started getting more serious into music, or did you try to get back into boxing first? And
oh yeah, I tried to get back into boxing. My body was just different. You know what I mean? Mentality changed. Saw things differently in life, perspective. And I was only, 19 years old? No, not even 19. I was 18, about to be 19. But yeah. And then music, I started taking music seriously around 2014, like a year later, a year after the accident. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's been rolling ever since. It's been kept it pushing.
One thing that I really appreciate about your music is that when I hear it, I feel like I'm hearing, it's not only about you. You describe things from a perspective of you, your community, your family, Barrio God is a community type of song.
Right.
How has your family supported you in boxing, but also in music? Is there a difference, or are they equally supportive?
Well, they supported me. Like, the difference between them supporting me in boxing and music, I feel like, boxing was kind of a thing that we were just supposed to do. Like, when we were doing it, we wanted it too. So my family really believed that. So music just sounds crazy. If you tell somebody, like, I'm going to be an artist, you don't want your son to tell you that. At the end of the day, like, not at the beginning, because it's like, I want you to go to school. I want you to be a doctor. We worked hard all our life, like, for you to take a shot in the dark. But I mean, my mom's is my #1 fan. My pops, he ride with me no matter what I want to do. So I'm thankful for them. I'm grateful. I would never be, nobody could shame me for having like great parents. People who really gave a fuck about me growing up and making me who I am. Really making me a very strong, defined person. Not fearless. Got that from my pops. I don't fear shit in the world. So yeah.
How would you describe the music you were making before the accident versus the music that you're making after the accident? What would the differences be?
Before the accident, I was just a kid. Didn't really take music seriously either. Music was just a fun thing to do. The girls liked it, The homies was rocking with it. But after shit got real, life got real for me, Because I didn't have like this plan of like, oh, no matter what happens, I'm still gonna have boxing. I'll be able to go pro. And like, I didn't have nothing, And I didn't go to college. I didn't want to go to college. I hated school. I really did. Like, I didn't never belong. I learned more outside of school than I ever did inside of a classroom. The school systems they send us to are definitely not the top of the line. We're being taught a bunch of very generic, irrelevant shit. Nothing to help us in real life.